guys, so today's video is a little different, but I thought this might be kind of interesting. There are apparently ghost towns in Texas, obviously, but there are also towns that are not on the map and have not been for quite some time. So I want to visit one of these places. I'm not going to say the name just because I know sometimes after you give out the name of abandoned places, people can go and vandalize them, and obviously I would not want that. I want to preserve history, so I'm not going to be stating the name, but I will be reading some information on that. Okay, so I've got an old phone here to read off all the information about the place that I want to be going to, just basically general information. So the community of where I'm going to be going came into being in the 1870s and grew around the post office granted in 1876. Although the building was technically in a different county, it relocated to its current county in 1902. This place had two churches in the 1890s, as well as a school and cotton gin. And then it says the 1900 census showed 81 residents, so it is a very small place. Hopefully it is still small when I go there. According to this, it probably will be. The Landmark Lodge building dates from 1904, so hopefully we'll be able to see that. The reason I picked this place is because it looks like a bunch of information, a bunch of pictures. A lot of the other places where like nothing is really known, so like you gotta figure it out, which I might do those in a future video, but for now I think it would make more sense to do one with a little bit of information already known on it. Looking at the gravestone inscriptions, it's easy to tell that life was hard in this part of Texas 125 years ago, which if I can, I'm going to try to record everything I can in the city. It is still during the virus right now, but things are starting to slowly open up a little bit, but I should be able to go, and I'm going to see what we can see, because I would like to see, you know, obviously what there is. And it says, people died young, and there are far too many headstones for children who died in the early years of life. And that is very common for the 1800s. A lot of people did die very young, which is unfortunate, but, you know, that's pre-vaccines a lot of the time, pre-medicines and stuff like that. There was some medicines, but nothing like what we have today. Okay. The village originated as a trading center before the Civil War, but the presence of unmarked burials indicate possible earlier use. Confederate veteran, I'm not going to say his name, that lived through 1840 through 1929, deeded the cemetery to the county in 1915. Over 350 graves, including those of veterans of the Civil War, World War I and II, and the Korean War, are interred here? I apologize. It has been maintained by the Cemetery Association since 1959. So this seems like a pretty historical place. They've got pictures and stuff here, which I'll insert in the video later on, either now or near the end. I'll show you guys that closer to time. I'm going to figure out the deaths and stuff to figure out like what I need to be worried about. But basically I'm looking for a town that doesn't exist, so there's not a whole lot of information. As I said previously, this is not really a real place, like it is, but it's not anymore. So it's kind of hard to find, you know, history and stuff on it. So what I found so far is these are all recent. There's about 3 or 4 recent deaths, and all that they say, I'm not going to go too into detail, but it says, how did a woman really die? One morning on top of this mountain, I guess, pronounced dead at the scene, and that was in August 19th, 2011. Murder-suicide, and that was in 2011. Man's body found at roadside park after possible suicide, that is April 15th, 2019. Man crushed by bag of sand in Texas workplace incident, that is 2014. And it looks like that is about it as for recent deaths. Everything else seems to be like natural causes, things like that. So there hasn't been any too horrific things that have happened that I've saw, other than obviously all the different wars that happened and the grave sites that they're at, and just a whole bunch of crazy stuff like that. So if it is a ghost town, I'm thinking it's going to be Civil War kind of stuff. That would just be my guess. But I'm not really too sure because the town has always been tiny, so there's no telling. I don't know a whole lot about paranormal investigating and stuff like that, but I do want to just check this place out and see what I can find, because I just think this sounds like a really cool thing to do, and I can thank my boyfriend for that. He got me into this stuff, so that should be pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm psyched to see what it is all about. So the last thing that's left to do is just to go there, and it's not too terribly far from where I live. It's like an hour or two, so it's not too far. And then I'll go there and we'll see what happens. Guys, hey, the lighting is a little funky, but anyways, it is the next morning and I just finished getting ready, so I'm going to go here in about 20-30 minutes. We're gonna go, and then there's apparently a place nearby that also has this really cool like abandoned gas station that is from the 1930s, and it's like all brick, and it's like, it looks cool. So I'm gonna try to visit both of those, and we will see what happens, but I'll try to get as much footage as I can. So if you guys would like to see that place, then please stay tuned. Absolutely silent in this place, and I feel like I really shouldn't be talking because it is so quiet. But as you can see, there's this road, all that land is open, and this is the cemetery. It is kind of hard to get in there. You can see some of the stuff. I've got to figure out a way to get in. I'm not sure how yet though. But you can see it is very pretty. Just keep the camera recording. Here, let me walk on the road so it's less noisy. Just basically in the middle of nowhere right here. I'm trying not to keep my voice down too much because I want you guys to be able to hear, but okay. So here's more of the graves. I want to be able to get in there and read what is in this place. But like, let me zoom out and just leave this so you guys can hear how quiet it is. I think that one is their oldest grave, the 1876 one. But there's really not a way for me to tell. See if I can show you guys. Here, some of these graves are a little bit closer. I still can't read them, but you can at least see them. Over down there. I want to read you guys what the graves say so we can hear about the people's lives and how they lived, and if it is haunted, well, let's see why. But it is silent. It is so quiet. Here's this little chapel thing that they were talking about. I don't believe that there is anyone here. Let me flip the camera on my side so you guys can see what you guys are going to be able to see. Let me see if I can get the church in the background. It is very bright here. It is kind of hard for me to see, but this is where this grave site would be. This is the chapel. And I really want to figure out a way to get in, but I don't want to go invade anyone's property, obviously. So, I'm just going to see if there's anything further over here. And I'll pan so you guys can see. It's nice here. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. But I want to be able to get in, and I don't know how. Let's see if I can figure anything out. Or at least I'll show you guys a little further down this road or something, because, again, the history of this town is pretty unknown. It's from the 1850s. They're said in their gravesite right over here that there is graves from the Civil War, the First World War, the Second World War, the Korean War, and stuff like that. So it has been here for a while. I don't know much history other than that. All you can hear right now is just, it's very quiet and it's peaceful, and it's just very nice. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if there's any way I'm going to be able to get into that. I'll show you guys, I'll flip the camera back around so you guys can see what I'm seeing, but yeah, I don't know if there's any way I'm going to be able to get into that. This way, as you can see, it is like ancient. I feel like would I have to call to go in? I might need to. But you guys could see a better view there. I don't know, can you imagine this place in the 1850s? Just like everyone quiet and calm and just living their best life? I totally can. To get here, we actually got lost. Hold on, there's a car. Let me act like I'm recording some shit. Okay, so what I was going to say is this place is actually kind of hard to find. I'm just going to take a stroll down the road as I talk to you guys. We ended up getting lost and the directions aren't really on a map, so it's kind of difficult to see, you know, like where you're going. So hopefully you guys can see the background though. It is so nice. It is just impossibly hard to like figure out how to do this stuff. This is my first time doing it though. I feel like I'm ranting. I want you guys to see what all is around me. It is so beautiful. It's like everywhere I go, it's just peaceful and I love it. So hopefully you guys can see. But I found a point where I can at least show you guys the graves. So that is going to be right here is where the graves are. I'm not hopping the fence because that is totally illegal, but I will show you guys some of the graves. Hopefully you guys can see a little better. There's an unmarked sign there. Over there you can see some of these graves. Let's see if I can show you guys these. Zoom back out. Here, you guys can see these graves. I'm like stepping in cactus. 1860 through 1941, 1855 through 1932. Over here we have 1931 through 2001, 1925 through 1994. And then these two graves, we have 1887 through 1819, 1881 through 1865. Let's see if I can show you guys a little further. Here, you can really see these. Okay, that one is 1932 through 2018, 1922 through 2002, 1952, 1954. And you can just kind of see, I can't really get much closer than this. And it looks like there's a whole bunch of little headstones as well. So this one looks to be the most well kept. Then back through there you can kind of see, these graves. That's about the closest I'm going to be able to get for you guys. You guys can see there is the graves. I just went over them. So yeah, I guess now that's next to see is what other places that are over here. There was a cemetery chapel, which I think is what we just saw, and there was some kind of lodge. So we're going to go see that. This is about the end of the cemetery place. There's not a whole lot about their lives. That's about all I can see. So yeah, that's about all I know for now. At the lodge, and you can see this and this in the background, but let's turn you guys around. It is closed off right now. It says there's something going on there, so I think this is some kind of person's actual property that I'm on, which is probably not good, but oh well. So there's not a whole lot going here, so yeah, that's about it for now. This is the 1930s gas station. This is where they would have sold alcohol during the Prohibition. So let's walk through it like they normally would have. And you guys can see exactly how it looks. And I am on like the side of a street here, so you can hear cars and stuff. Guys, this is so cool. I hope you guys can actually see it, like, because it is insane. I figure I'm gonna finish my video right here out in these ruins. Basically today I didn't come across too much, but I did come across a bunch of cool historical markers, so I think that is pretty dope. If you guys enjoy videos like this, definitely let me know, or if there's any place, preferably in Texas, that you want me to go see, I would also do that. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be editing this later. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, bye guys.